welcome to another episode of the.
You're just gonna point at me like I'm not.
Oh really? Now it's crazy.
No,
that's
you
no.
always
Now
try
it's
to
crazy
do
to
the
the point.
openings.
You'll be doing the.
I hit you when you're
with a
late.
different
When you're
perspective
late,
and
I'll be like.
I'm like, bro,
When
you
I'm
even
pointing
set it
though,
up really.
but I'm saying I'm doing like intros are just.
I'm just trying to say like this is a new episode.
You
of
just mad that
Perspective
my
Podcast.
intro is better. Like I always do the best intros.
Nah, you do the outros. That's
And
That's what you
intros.
do.
I bring you in and I take you out. Yes, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you were trying to play.
Don't
That wasn't
break
even
me.
no.
That's
that was
crazy.
That wasn't
We
even.
gonna
crazy.
bleep that part out for the kids.
Take you out, like you still say it.
You
That's not
don't.
even-
You can repeat it.
Nah, but like really and
Don't worry, we
truly,
gonna take that part out.
that's like when your mama used to beat you and she'd be like,
Don't bring my
I
mom
brought
into
you into this world and I'm gonna take you out. That's all I was gonna
Nigga,
say.
that's not
I
the
said,
same
try
thing.
me and I'll take you out this world. That's what I'm saying
This
to you.
guy's double down.
Nah, but I'm saying that's exactly what it is. See, that's
Nah,
what's wrong with y'all generation.
Try and
Man.
double down on
Y'all
that.
be different, man. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. We're here to change your perspective.
And elevate your mindset.
Y'all know what it is. So y'all know that we coming at y'all every Wednesday with a new episode, a new understanding, a new mindset, and a new perspective. So I hope you're really taking into the things that we're saying, and enjoying and sharing with your best friend, your mama, your daddy, your ex's sister. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're doing it all. You know what I'm saying? Send it to everybody you know. Make sure that they get in this new perspective and the clips that we give you guys. And all that.
Appreciate
You know
y'all
what I'm
for joining, man.
Appreciate y'all for the love.
Joining
for sure.
this, journey to building this empire, this $100 million empire.
Into that thing. Yes,
in the next few years.
Y'all know what we do.
So in this episode, we're gonna be talking about how less is more. Giving our perspective on actually taking advantage of doing less or the right approach opposed to doing the most for it. When you're like, bro, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
This episode is dedicated for the people that are doing too much.
You doing too much.
It's like, yo, sometimes you gotta take a different approach. Less is more.
And it's only less is more only when you like actually focus on what's less. Because really and truly, it might not really be less, but it's like, I think, especially me, somebody that always has so many things on their schedule and always something I have to do, that it's like, I always felt like I had to constantly keep saying yes to a lot of things, and that made me constantly having to do more things. But it's like, less is more. It's actually a book that one of my teachers gave me. And it really just speaks about the fact that you could hone into what is considered less and be more proficient in it and dominate that arena or that space or whatever. And then you are able to then do more in the future because you've accomplished and
100%.
mastered little things.
Let's start there. Mastery as the first kind of point for being less is more. You're right. Like, we only have a finite amount of time on Earth. So why not focus?
Hopefully it's a long time.
And you focus on your craft and you master that thing, because you can't, even the greatest people that we know are usually great at one thing. Like, that's their number one thing, and then they built other stuff around those skills. But it's generally one thing. I mean, you get those super people sometimes every once in a generation.
Chris Brown.
That can do a lot of things at a high level. But majority, it's just one thing. Focus on that and like hone in on that one, that less. And master that.
And I only think that because I believe that God gave you something that you will be proficient in. God gave you something that you will be a master in.
Weaknesses and strengths.
You have to have a purpose in something. And yes, he could give you multiple purposes, but it's like you have that one thing that you just, other people, it took them years to develop, years to understand, years to know. And it was like, bro, I got this done day one. You know what I mean? I was great at it from the beginning. Or sometimes you have to learn to be a master at something, but it was like, this became second nature for me. And now everybody has that opportunity. So it's like when you
all have the opportunity.
I'm saying not everybody has the opportunity to understand it. Because if you've gone through a life of like being less fortunate or just not having opportunities that you were able to readily see, then you feel like you're always in survival mode, and so you don't get the opportunity to really hone in on your craft. That's 90% of people don't get the opportunity to hold in on their craft because they have bills they gotta pay, so they don't get time to. You know what I'm saying? They get stuck in that rat race. So it's like
it's tough. I mean, we can talk. I feel
you have to also be. I'm saying you have to be careful because the opportunity that you were awarded and that you had that were out of your control, a lot of people don't have. So I'm saying to be fair to everybody. Say,
but I'm not gonna be like just cause I'm not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
Why? Because your life expectancy, the way your life turned out.
No, it's just like you're gonna expect the same thing in our last episode. You're expecting less from people because of their circumstance.
No,
but it should always be high expectations regardless.
You can have high expectations for somebody, but I'm saying that somebody that had a life where they're in survival mode. You can have, like, you know what I mean? You had to fast cars. The reason why we love it so much is because the song is because she said, "Hey, I had to work to be able to provide, to be able to help my dad, to be able to," you know what I'm saying? And I didn't. Yeah, you got a fast car.
Oh,
I'm saying it to anywhere.
like fast car.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll make it at you. Like, maybe we're together, we can make somewhere. Any place is better. Yeah, come on now, what? You know that song go crazy.
What they say?
But I'm saying, she just said she had to work hard. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So remember we were driving in your car. I'm just trying to let you know. Speak so fast, I feel like I was drunk. Yeah, I swear to God, sorry. Yeah. She was going. Yeah. And you know I had to finish that day. You know I had to get that. But no, but she was just talking about having to go through a life of having to just provide and help out her father. And so it was like she didn't get to find out her dream or in the song in the context of the song.
Because she did find it.
Well, I mean, she had the one song that blew up, and that is a story of her life. Then that's the thing that got her to propel her to whatever. But I'm saying having an expectation of greatness out of you is one thing, but I also don't discount the people that had to survive. That from a young age, I mean, we know people personally that from a young age didn't get the opportunities that we were afforded, but still made something out of themselves. So they still expected greatness from themselves. But I'm saying that some people in certain seasons of their life don't have the ability to go out and explore what their purpose is or what their mastery is. Different seasons of your life. You know what I'm saying? We get into season, it's bummy season. Oh, it's season when we just gotta grind. So I might not be able to get a haircut every week or every 2 weeks or whatever because I'm in grind season. I might not be able to go on that vacation because I'm in grind season. I might not be able to be out all the time and partying and drinking and doing because I'm in grind season. You see what I'm saying? And other seasons, it's like, okay, this is self-discovery season. This is a season where I can go out, I can go do things, I can go and try new things. You know, let me see if I'm great at this, or let me start this venture, let me start this business, whatever. But it's the season that you're in. So I'm just saying it's not having a lower expectation for the people. I'm just saying also meeting them where they're at and saying, I understand that life is life. Yeah. That you're not gonna get the same life and experiences that I get. And I get that. And so the same way that we strive to be better, some people are striving to I gotta just make it through this month. And once I'm able to get through it, okay, I have enough to be able to really be able to live. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, so I'm just saying it's just the also just meeting people where they at. You know what I mean? And that takes time.
So another thing being burnout as one of
huge.
That's a big thing about being, and important to focus on less and more because sometimes you could be doing too much. Mm-hmm. And then now you're caught in this recycling. You're going all the way back, and all this work that you put in almost feels like it was for nothing.
And that's in everything. You know what I'm saying? That's not even just in when you turn into working and stuff like that. Like I remember my burnout was injury wise. I was going so hard working and doing so many things sports wise, and then I got hurt, and I was like, that's my burnout. Where it's like, damn, like now I start back from ground zero, and I gotta build myself back up and understand that less is then more in terms of the little. I thought, okay, well now that I'm back, do certain. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go back to being where I was. I gotta lift heavy.
You can't wild out. You can't do
But then I had to go less. You can't do less on the weight to be able to.
You can't do 3 different sports. You can't do.
To be able to go more. Yeah, you have to do what I'm saying? You even understand. It's just one of those. Burnout could be so many things. You know what I'm saying? You have multiple jobs, and now you don't get no sleep, and now you're sitting there. You're sick for a month where it should have just been.
That's when I know I have burnout. Yeah. Anytime I get sick, I'm like, okay. And it normally happens after I feel like I'm in my groove. I'm going in. Crazy. Then I get sick. It's like, okay,
not sleeping.
That's that burnout body. Yeah, exactly. So like that's that burnout feeling. And like that caused me to reset and do less and focus on. And when you do less, you focus on the important things. True. You know, that's what we really mean by less. Prioritizing what's important over what's just something to do or just, you know, the things you find yourself doing. Yeah. You know, when you focus on the less. Yeah, and because that's what really matters. That has the highest ROI per activity. Yeah, you know?
That's return on investment for you.
For y'all that don't know. Yeah, sure. And then another one being simplicity. You know, because sometimes simple is better.
I think most times simple is better. You know what I'm saying? It's the people that you can always tell somebody that doesn't really try to be all grandiose on things that are very simple. You know what I'm saying?
You're doing too much.
That gets me though. It gets me upset. It's like you could have said the sky is blue. You have to say the perpendicular sky with the radiance of the green and the blue that just get together with the red that just combinate so that the sky is blue, man. Like, I ain't got that I ain't got the time.
That's really my big thing about school too. Because like even with school, you be forced to do that because you got a word limit. Yeah. All my niggas, you got the word limit, so you say instead of. In conclusion, you say, to sum up the parts of the essay that most reference this conclusion, I will talk about. You know, you gotta throw some extra stuff in it. You gotta fill it. You know what I mean? So
you say the whole book title. You said everything.
Say based on what you said, and I can't say teacher. You have to say his full name.
It's everything. I gotta hit this limit. I gotta hit this word count.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I gotta add some extra stuff.
I like you be doing a random thing, and you never say it is.
Yeah,
stuff like
that's
that.
two.
You know what I mean? So, but it is that simplicity that actually, the people that can speak the best and then convey their message the best, do it in less time.
For sure,
they're able to get to the point right away and just in and out. Right, and it's being simple.
Wow, I think you said it without saying it. Mastering a certain thing is finding the simplicity in it. You know, when you really understand something, even in its complexity, when you really understand something, you can simplify it.
It seems simple to you because like you mastered this thing. It's like,
but you can
of course
simplify.
You go left, you go right there. You don't stay left because I've seen this.
I've seen it in totality. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
So yeah, not even to try to even go like biblical and stuff like that, but do you think that that's what God does? Like, you know, like he's seeing the bigger picture of it all. And so it's like he simplifies it into a book that you're able to read and have a guide. But he can really simplify. The gospel is so simple. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like this big grandiose thing of what we believe is life. But he's saying simply, just seek my face and love me.
I mean, the Bible, I think, is so complex. I think it's simple to him because he wrote it.
But that's what I'm saying. When you've mastered something, you know what I mean?
For
I'm
him,
just using an example of when you've mastered something.
So it's like to understand the Bible, to think the Bible's simple, you'd have to master it. Like
you'd have to.
Jesus probably,
and that's why the only person that thinks that it's, you know what I mean?
He's probably like that's.
And even if we want to take it outside of biblical sense, somebody that is a fanatic or has mastered the game of basketball. Or mastered any craft. What they're able to do when they're speaking
mechanics
is simplified.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if that's the blueprint of already what it is, then it's like when you think of less is more, when you have all this stuff that you would consider as being more, or consider as being something that is difficult or grandiose,
more
big
being
thing.
You're doing more.
You're doing more. You feel like you got to do the most. When you really understand who you are, the time that you have on this earth, and what you want to accomplish, then you simplify what your destiny is. You simplify maybe not your destiny, you simplify what your purpose is. Because you understand that if I could be proficient in this, in the simplicity of this, it would give me more in the future. But we feel like you got to handle all of this stuff, and then that will be able to be beneficial to you. When it's like, really and truly, when you've mastered something, when you have real understanding of something, you want to get it down, strip it down, strip out all the fat. Even when you eat food, when you have a kebab and stuff like that, don't they take a huge piece of chicken and it's on the skewer thing, and they do it and they shave the fat. Slowly it comes off when they're burning it. They shave the fat, and I think that's really antithesis of what life is, like shaving down the parts of you that you don't need and simplify, or you don't need for them and just simplify. Life is about simplicity.
Yeah, I mean, simple's always better. I mean, we find the best. Like, I think the best example being Apple, and how this is one of the big, and that's literally what of the adjectives you give it. It's simple. It's easy to use. It's not too over complex and not to overbore you with details and stuff. But it's just a simple device. It looks clean, slick, like, you know what I mean. And it's sold how many?
Even cars, same way. Tesla, simple.
Exactly. So I mean, to even put it in like everyday use, like simple. Like when you're not doing too much, you, for example, you're trying to chop her shorty. I know when a man then will get it.
Understand.
It beat it. The girl there's two girls. The girl you want and the girl you kind of don't want, but she's in the mix. Which one are you getting? Like just easy light work? Because the one you want, you might be doing extra stuff. You're doing too much.
A lot.
But when it's the girl, you don't really care about your texting later.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll get back to you. And you rope it up differently, and you're just like,
raw.
Because sometimes less is more. So fellas,
see, but now that they're gonna come for you, they'll be like, so you just want somebody to not care for you? It's just you don't even care about texting your ladies. I think you're right though. I think simple, especially for people who we are. Yeah, we just like simple. I enjoy simple, and like you can be like you are absolutely gorgeous. You have all these things that you are, and you are complex in nature. You know, but nobody wants somebody that isn't gonna give them peace. And I think what we search for so many times, and especially a companion, is somebody that's gonna give them peace. Somebody that's gonna be simple. Life, a warrior's blessing is peace. He's searching for peace, even in the face of war. It's peace. It's simplicity. You know what I mean? We fight so hard, and we try to make as much money as we can, but it's like, are we really searching for the fiat currency, the money, or is it the peace that the money will give you? So that's why when people say money doesn't make you happy, I said you haven't been around right money, because real money isn't I make all this money so I can spend this on a gal. Let me adjust. No, I'm making all this money so that not only my life is simple and peaceful, but the people around me, their life is simple and peaceful. I'm able to find peace, and now I've accumulated enough where we can say, forget it. We're moving out to Barcelona. Everybody has a villa. We all in a compound. Boom, we're right by the water. We can
it helps with it.
And now we find peace.
It helps find peace.
To be simple.
Yeah.
Because that's like what life is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Don't get me started on that. Yeah,
bro. Less is more.
Less is more. You know?
Stop doing too much.
Stop, please.
Please.
No, I'm playing. But do as much as you need to do. But still understand that less is more. Understand that there is so many things that God has not only given to you, but you need to sit down and put in the work to find it. Put in the work to hone in on your craft and cut off the fat. Cut off the fat and find the simplicity of what your life is meant to be, or what you believe it is. Know that we love you. Know that we're proud of you. Know that we're praying for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Perspective Podcast, where we're here to change your perspective
and elevate your mindset.
So y'all know what it is. Thank you. We're here every Wednesday. Share this with your best friend, your boyfriend, that nigga you really don't like, but you want him to just get edified and really up his game. You know what I'm saying? Send that to him as well, man. Y'all know that we're here. Y'all know it's Roman in the cut.
And Joshua, have a good day.
Y'all know what it is. But for you guys.